there's a lot of rumors on X about the meme coin and the whole AI coin super cycle, which it's kind of like already happening. It's a great opportunity to make generational wealth for a lot of people. And I believe that we're just getting started. There's a lot of very brilliant developers and people. I've actually been in a bunch of Twitter spaces and had talks with a bunch of brilliant developers that are building, you know, pretty cool tools and pretty cool utilities, which it's one of the best things I love about crypto, that it gives us as developers the opportunity to deliver and develop our own ideas. Bringing on Shift AI, there's a couple of things that we have to discuss in terms of that. I think that Shift AI.
Welcome to the Power of Influence. My name is John Haremza. I am your host. I'm super excited here today to be interviewing a person that just launched a crypto coin called AI Shift. It's absolutely blowing up. I think we're about 7 hours or about 7 days, 7.5 days into this, and it is like going viral out there. So you're going to learn about it. I'm going to learn about it. I actually already invested in it, and I'm super excited about the long-term future of what this coin and what this individual, Enrique
Marrero.
He goes by M, and so we're going to address him by M, but he has a tech background as well. But listen, I want to learn about you. I want to learn about this coin. I want to learn about meme coins. I mean, my audience is really into trading and this type of thing, so I think they're just going to love this interview, as I am going to learn as well, because I'm new to the whole meme coin world, right? I've been trading for a while, but the meme coin world is a crazy world, and there are a fortune to be made. I mean, I don't know what I've already done, like 100x plus on my investment in your coin, and we're just getting started. But give us a little bit of your background history, kind of what led you into this.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here with you, and I wanna tell you a little bit of the things that we're building, especially with like you say, meme coins and crypto in general, right? My background comes from tech. I've been a developer for over 10 years, since I was 13 years of age. Started developing games and creating like private servers of like some existing games and just hacking things when I was younger, and I really felt really passionate about it since I was a kid. So it's a thing that has been evolving as the whole tech space is evolving as well, and now obviously with crypto, with
Right.
the whole disruption of crypto in the world and how things are changing and moving so quick, it's been something that Web3, it's been taking over the space, and it's honestly a great space to be part of. I love the fact that there's a bunch of connections to make in the space, a lot of very smart people, a lot of very powerful influences that are changing the world, and that's what we're here for, right?
Cool. Yeah, because what did Bitcoin? Bitcoin started in like 2016, was it? Or was it?
No, I think it was. That's a good question. I don't know. I think it was 2011.
2011. Somebody Google that real quick. So I think that's what it was. Something around
I think
those areas.
I think it was 2011, 2009.
The Bitcoin started.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, but I mean, people don't understand the crypto space. I think, what is it, like 3% or something, or 3 or 5% of people even own or know anything about?
Right now, it's a little bit higher, but
2009.
yeah,
Okay.
2009. So yes, the population started to adopt crypto more, especially with all the big changes coming up, with Donald Trump becoming the president of the United States of America. There's a lot of things that are going to change, in my opinion. The entire space, it's pretty excited about this change because we've been trying to tell everybody that this is a great space to be into, because it's where the new financial system is being built.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, people, if you're not up to speed on crypto, you need to get up to speed. I mean, you can't just ignore it and say you don't need to know. You need to know. It's going to be a part of your life, and especially, like I say, the new administration is very pro crypto, and then of course within this crypto space, this meme coin is even newer, right? And so I want to dig into that, but I want to back up for a moment. So you were like 13 when you first started getting into this whole concept of tech?
Right. Yeah, as I was a kid, I remember my mom bought me a, well, she bought herself. I just took over the laptop that she bought, but she bought a laptop and I started messing with it and I realized that it was something cool, something different. And me coming from Cuba as a kid and then being raised in
So were you
Mexico.
still living in Cuba at that time,
No,
or?
no. I was born in Cuba. Both of my parents are Cuban. I was born in Cuba, but left Cuba when I was 8 years old. We moved into Mexico, so I pretty much grew up in Mexico. Most of my childhood and teenage was over there in Mexico. But uh, yeah, I started messing up with computers. Uh, you know, doing little applications here and there, understanding how programming works, how building pretty much all the stuff that was happening during those times, like messages, like messaging software, games, and things like that. So I started doing those things, and I really felt the passion for it. It became my main thing, the thing that I would love to do the most. I would spend hours just in front of my computer, and it was something that really made me the person that I am right now, right? Which is I'm a very techie person. I love building and creating in the space. It's kind of like an art for me.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because back in the day, I'm like twice your age, right? And when you think about people back in the day when I was in high school or when I was that age, I mean, we thought about these tech guys as nerds, right? And now they're like controlling the world, right? They run the world, and so it's an unbelievable space to be in, and you know, so I mean, everything in our life is somehow tech related. And so, what brought you into was it crypto first, or then you the meme coin?
So I kind of like ignored crypto for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
even though I knew that the technology was something different to what we'd seen before. But during those times, it wasn't as popular, for example, to pay with crypto.
Mm-hmm.
It was very difficult, especially in Mexico, where I was growing up at the time. Um, Crypto wasn't that much adopted. So I did see the potential on it, but I never got in, especially because I was also very young, at a very young age. Could not buy any Bitcoin. I wish I was a little older because I would have bought it. But I even though I wasn't part of it, I really appreciated the technology and I started learning a little bit. But when I really got into it was back in 2020 when we had the first big boom of crypto, where COVID happened and hey buddy, COVID happened and Bitcoin exploded to $30,000. That was something massive that happened, and it woke me up. It made
Yeah.
me feel like that was a great opportunity to get into it. And living here in the United States, I did see the potential of adopting crypto for payments.
Yeah,
Um,
which is the future. I think that's where we're headed.
right.
I think it was like 2016. Somebody talked to me about Bitcoin, and I think it was like $5,000 at the time, and they were talking crazy numbers. And I mean, nobody knew anything back then, really, right? And I think I put like $1,000. I had to, get a Coinbase account. I didn't know what. I think it might have been Coin. I think it was Coinbase, and I literally forgot about it, right? And I didn't even remember getting it. And then it was, in 2020, early 2020. I'm hearing something about Bitcoin, and it was like $3,000. And I'm like, well, I better see if I can. So I'm trying. Luckily, my computer saved, my password and stuff. So I tried logging in, and sure enough, there it was. It was worth like, quite a bit, right? And at the time, I could have bought like 10 Bitcoin without even thinking about it. But I couldn't really figure out how to do that, or how do I put money into Coinbase and all that kind of stuff. So I just kind of forgot about it again. Then I ended up going to an event that fall, and it was like 10K, right? Bitcoin was like 10,000. I'm like, oh my God, I missed it, right? And then like a month later, it's like 30K. And then like, okay, now for sure I missed it, right? And then all of a sudden I went to 60K, and there's no question I have missed it. And so then it pulled back, and then I got in a little bit. I got into it a little bit. And so I've kind of been really fascinated by the whole crypto space. And, I went in kind of heavy at that point. And then, of course, we had the major pullback. Luckily, I didn't sell any of it. I kind of, for the most part, held everything. And now it's just like blowing up again,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But this meme coin space is again a completely new. I mean, you hear about some of these people like Dogecoin, and some of these people literally have made fortunes, but most of them go nowhere, right? Yeah. Most of them go nowhere. Was the Hawk 2 lady, launched something, and what do they call it, a rug pull or something? Yeah. And so, we'll see how that turns out. But what's your, because there is a lot of crap coins out there, right? How do you know? How
99%
do you know what
of
something...
these coins, 99% of these coins are usually scams. There's different ways to know that. There's different tools. People use Telegram bots. They also use websites where you can, put the contract address, and it will tell you how much people have bought into it. If there's some permissions on the contract that hasn't been approved. Those things I understand at first. It's kind of like hard to understand for the normal person. But as you become part of it, you get to understand how things work, and it's key to understand these things because that's where we're headed, like you said. I think crypto is super fascinating, and there's a lot of opportunity. I know you told me that you got in at 30K or 60K, but I still believe that this is super early. We're still super early in Bitcoin. We're still super early in Solana, Sui, between other coins that I really like, because of the tech behind and the future that it promises. But I think that this is the right time to get in.
So just, the Shift AI, right?
Right.
And we're talking a little bit earlier today, and you were talking a little bit about, the utility behind it, right. the AI behind the Shift AI, because it's a super confusing space.
Right.
And people are just, it's like talking a foreign language to them. And
right.
so your app or application behind the Shift AI is actually going to be like an AI assistant to help somebody that doesn't know anything literally be able to start to, operate in this space and manage their wallets and swap and trade and buy and all these types of things. Is there going to be a way to maybe even, kind of like know if a coin is legit or not, or maybe like even a rating system?
Right. So, yeah, well, to talk about meme coins and bringing on Shift AI, there's a couple of things that we have to discuss in terms of that. I think that Shift AI, it becomes from the meme coin super cycle because there's a new wave of tokens with this whole AI tokens being released that have a whole different purpose other than just being a meme, have utility, right? They're building software behind these coins that
serve a purpose.
With a purpose, right?
Yeah.
They building tools, they're building agents that this agents can automate tasks for you. They can handle things pretty much automated. And the way that it works is that they work through an operating system through LLMs, right? And they can basically act as an entity online, right? They can go on Twitter, they can tweet, they can read your tweets. They know about
so the AI can actually monitor kind of the social, the talk, the chatter behind a particular coin of and maybe even identify that something's trending or something, right. To be able to give you a tip as a person using, once this tech is fully released, using that to manage your wallets to get, hey, I need to go check this coin out, because your AI assistant kind of already did that for you and kind of teed you up there.
Think of it as a person that is fully digital and is connected through the whole internet.
Right.
And has access to Twitter, has access to the charts, and can analyze the market. Mm-hmm. That's the direction we're going. There's a bunch of AI agents now that are being created that can trade for you without you having to do anything. They can make you a profit. Even there's like some applications where you can invest into the agents because they're already making profits. So you're making a share of what they're actually making, right? Agentic AI is one of the biggest disruption of this year, and it's going to be one of the biggest things in 2025, especially because if you look at the market right now, you'll see that, especially in the meme coin space, it's the top growing category, right? Like we have the memes, we have different types of software. Then we have AI, and AI, it's been taking the space by storm. Most of the market liquidity is currently allocated to AI coins.
Yeah, and because I'm I don't know what about 30 days into the meme coin space, and so I don't know a lot about it. I know more about crypto, but what you're talking about here with this, the Shift AI and the application behind it, it literally kind of almost like having an expert in your back pocket,
Right.
right, to help you. I mean, because the learning curve can be very expensive. I mean, I made a little bit of money. I've been in now 4 coins, right? I made a little bit of money in my very first one. And then my second one, I lost money. My third one, I lost money. And, then my fourth one is Shift AI. And we're 7.5 days into it as this filming. And I mean, you hit like 2 million market cap your very first day.
Within the first couple hours.
Yeah, first couple hours. And then there's these, these snipers, these, quick hit. They're in and out. And a coin, they can kill a coin, right? And somehow you made it through this, these snipers, and you've it seems like a very, very just consistent. It pulls back as everything does, but it seems like every low is a higher low than the previous low, and it just keeps edging up. Like I think like 2 days ago, the low or the support level was around 1 million market cap. And then like yesterday it was around 3 million market cap, and now it's around like 6 million market cap. You spiked up to 9 today. I mean, where do you see this thing going?
Well, first thing I want to say is that this coin has been moving based on pure speculation, because we have released a couple of sneak peeks of where we're actually building. People kind of like have now imagine our vision, like they kind of know our vision, they kind of know where we're headed, especially because we're actually transparent with the community. We're building a pretty strong community that it's being really supportive, and I don't see a top for this coin yet. I think we first have to focus into delivering the product, which is the agentive software, which will be also open source on GitHub. But we have a lot of ideas that we're going to introduce in what we're building that are definitely unique, and that they're going to change the game when it comes to building your own agents and having your own personal assistant that will give you portfolio insights. You're going to be able to just kind of like interact with it, basic commands as you were talking or texting a person, and that AI will automate the entire work for you. So you don't have to, like, for example, buy into coins, which sometimes can be very complex, especially when you start, like, understanding what's a CA, how do you copy this, how do you do these things, like, how do you swap, how do you bridge, all those type of things that can be confusing for someone that's just getting started.
Yeah, well, that was me. And, I'm like blowing somebody's phone up. How do you do this again? What do I do? And it is very confusing, and the learning curve can be very, very costly. Right?
Right.
And so I can see just a huge, huge application, especially with what's going on in the whole world of crypto, and people are realizing they have to figure this stuff out. And so, I mean, I think what you put together here is absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to actually start, I don't know what it would be, installing it into, all the different wallets that I have to help me better figure this out. But for a new person, I think it's going to be incredibly valuable to be able to shortcut that curve, possibly save them a ton of money by making, crazy mistakes. I mean, even buying the wrong coin. I mean, you see a hot coin, then there's all of a sudden like a copycat out there that isn't even legit, right? And so it's very hard for a new person to understand all that. So I think you're onto something huge. I mean, you hear about some of these coins going to $1 billion. I mean, is that kind of what you're thinking, or
so? That's
or
what I like.
What are your goals? What do you see here?
That's what I like to call the super cycle. So there's a lot of rumors on X about the meme coin and the whole AI coin super cycle, which it's kind of like already happening. It's a great opportunity to make generational wealth for a lot of people, and I believe that we're just getting started. There's a lot of very brilliant developers and people. I've actually been in a bunch of Twitter spaces and had talks with a bunch of brilliant developers that are building, pretty cool tools and pretty cool utilities, which, it's one of the best things I love about crypto, that it gives us as developers the opportunity to deliver and develop our own ideas and have people support us. That's
Right.
for me one of the main things in crypto. And I've said it before. I think that for us, this is the best that can happen, and it will give us a lot of opportunities to, put put the work and make something,
Yeah.
make something and change.
Yeah, well, and you're from a standpoint of our conversations earlier, right? And of course, I've invested in a coin, and listening to you, hearing your vision, where you're taking this thing, even the team that you're putting together to help manage and grow this and scale this thing, gives me tremendous confidence in because it's so incredibly tempting to sell. When I'm looking at, I don't know what it is. I should figure it out. It's got to be 100x that I've already earned on my investment in the coin, and but people have that FOMO, right? They're worried about their that fear of loss is, and I think they see the market cap where it is, and could it pull back? Of course it could pull back, right? I mean, anything can happen in this world, but I'm kind of doubling down with you.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think we're building something great here, different, something that it doesn't exist out there yet, and we have an amazing team of dedicated people that are putting in the work, and that's why I'm bullish about it. I'm very bullish about the people that are actually putting in the work with me to take this shift to the next level.
Yeah, because I think somebody was telling me there's literally, I don't know, how many coins are created every day, like these types of meme coins? Is there hundreds or thousands?
Hundreds of thousands per hour.
Hundreds
of thousands per hour, yes.
Hundreds of thousands per hour. So you're literally like a unicorn. I mean, to be able to stand out amongst, literally maybe 1 million coins that have been launched in the last 7 days. And you're like trending, you're onto something, and people are noticing. They're picking it up. Big people are chiming in on this thing that, hey, this looks like a legit deal that's going to go.
Right. Transparency is key.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations on that. I mean, you've, that's, you think of those odds, and to be able to, rise above all of that to be where you are, and now learning more of what the tech is behind it, and I'm super anxious. When do you think we're going to see, like a demo on that, or an application on that?
So, we have something already that we've been kind of like testing with a couple people. But as we want to make sure that this is a smooth software that works and doesn't have any hiccups, we want to deliver a kick-ass software that will definitely be outstanding for everybody. I think and I believe that obviously I'm also been multitasking, handling all the tasks and setting up the teams and social media and community, and all those things require a tremendous amount of time. But I believe that possibly within a week or two, we might be able to see a demo, like a very solid demo
quickly?
For people to use. Yes, we've
And what do you think that's going to do to the coin? I mean, when you actually have that released, and people are going to be able to see the application behind it,
it's going to make people believe.
Yeah.
Believe in.
Well, obviously,
what
you got a lot of people believing right now with this thing, the way it's taken off,
Right.
and there's been really no. I mean, there's been pullbacks, which is natural, but there's been no crash, which you see in like every coin that I've been involved in so far. Yeah, that's super. So, for our listeners out here that are wanting to try to get into this space, right? Because there's massive money to be made here if you get the right coin. And obviously your AI application is going to help people learn it, manage it, save all those expensive lessons, and possibly even identify something that they need to look at, that they need to take serious, kind of separate those thousands, hundreds of thousands of coins and find those potential unicorns, right? I mean, that's incredible, right? But what would you say to people out there looking to get in this space as something to look for, something to be aware of, something they really need to know? I mean, if you were to sit down with me, I know nothing, and I'm curious, and I want to know how do I even get into this space? I mean, do I get it on Coinbase? What do I do? So
the first thing is, right now, since we're fairly new, we are not listed in a bunch of platforms. But crypto is decentralized, and so is Solana. We're based in Solana, and it's as simple as copying the contract address that, if you're gonna add it here to the podcast, we'll drop it right there. so people can take a
Yeah,
look.
which is super important because I know when I first, went into your coin and I put that address in, there were two identical coins, and then of course I'm looking at the numbers, like the market cap on the one and the activity on the one, and seeing what yours was doing.
Yep.
And so so that's having the correct address, and again, that's part of what your AI is going to do, right?
Yeah.
It's going to help identify that.
Right.
But continue.
So that's a good point as well. Well, right now, when we first launched, we still had to get a couple things done, but right now I think we're fully verified on Phantom Wallet, for example, which is the wallet that we use to buy these coins. There's also the Jupiter wallet, which is what I personally use. It's as simple as making sure that you have Solana on your Jupiter wallet or your Phantom wallet, and then you just put the contract address that will live in there, and it will show the coin, and then you just swap Solana for that coin, and you should receive the coin. So basically, you're buying that coin with Solana.
Right. So because I have a Coinbase account, right? And so when I first heard about the meme coins, I'm like, I can't even find it, right? And they said, no, you need a Phantom. So I got a Phantom wallet. I think it was right after Thanksgiving of this year. My first, and it was super, super easy to set up. You just go to your iPhone store or your Droid and type in the Phantom. It's a little,
ghost.
white ghost with kind of a purplish background, and super, super easy to set up. And then if you have a Coinbase like I did, then I just transferred Solana into the Phantom wallet, right? And then I did the swap. And of course, somebody was helping me walk me through this whole thing. And then I was able to purchase it. And it was super, like I said, super, super easy. So folks, do that. I mean, whether you want to participate and potentially ride along with this coin, make sure you get a Phantom wallet. If you don't have a Coinbase or Binance, or those are actually exchanges, right, where you can actually buy and sell. You can transfer money from your bank account, where the Phantom is just strictly a wallet, right? So you need to have one of those other wallets too, right? So you need two wallets. One would be an exchange wallet, which would be like a Coinbase or a Binance. Those are the two biggest, right? And then it's a good idea to have your coins in these types of wallets, right? Because they're not.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to add. There's also, I think now you can buy Solana through Phantom as well.
Oh, okay, you can.
Yeah, you can. You should be able to do it. So you don't necessarily need to get it from Coinbase. Most people do because they already have some
so
assets
they just transfer
in there.
it.
Right. So the best way to do it, if you download the Phantom wallet, lets you buy Solana through MoonPay, for example, which is one of the other big exchanges out there. And it's as simple as, once you have your Solana, you can swap it for Shift AI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very cool. What are some warnings, in the space? I mean, because there's a lot of, like I said, thousands a day, tens of thousands.
Don't buy everything you see online.
Yeah.
So, do your research. It's very important that you follow people that you can trust in the space. Not everybody is to trust. Everybody wants to take advantage of you, because it's very simple as you sending money to them or just buying their coins, that eventually they will rug pull and they will steal your money. So just be smart about who you follow. I also have my crypto investment chat on my Instagram, which I'm sure you'll just share as well. If you guys want to follow through my investments, I'll only post things that I do research on, and yeah. Yeah,
well, we'll definitely drop, your link to your coin directly, in this, and then we'll, what else should we put in a link for people?
Well, I'll leave my socials. I'll put both my Instagram, my X account, my Twitter account, and there will be a channel on my Instagram where I actually, just drop the information about the possible investments that I'm taking.
People hear about like the Dogecoin, right? And now with Elon Musk, with the what is it, the Department of Efficiency, right? Yeah. And that's kind of gaining some momentum. And now, what is that coin worth? Because I know that's on Coinbase now. Because initially, nothing starts out on like Coinbase, right? I mean, it has to be so old, hit a certain market cap, and a lot of steps to do that. So pretty much everybody. So did a coin like Doge start the same way yours did?
Yeah, I mean, every single coin starts the same way I did. or that my coin did. But to get listed in big platforms like that, you definitely have to go through a filter, and this filter has to make sure that your coin is it's not a scam. Like it's not something that
Right.
you can send to zero. Like most of the meme coins out there, right? Like they have to have a very good distribution of tokens. You have the team has to be in control, and once you pass those filters, then obviously you get listed into these big platforms. That usually once a coin gets listed in there, it hits the $1 billion of market cap. Which, if you were invested into the very beginning of it, which is kind of like the risk to reward of the whole space, that if you're investing into something very early, just like Bitcoin, just like Ethereum, Solana, XRP, all these coins are obviously now at the top. There's always going to be an opportunity to invest into whatever's next in the very beginning, and make a significant amount of gains.
Yeah, very cool. So
that.
what is the market cap of like a Dogecoin?
I'm not too sure. I might have to Google it, but I think it's around maybe like 50 cents.
Still 50 cents, so that would be like 5 billion?
I think so. I'm not sure. Last time I checked, it was around 50
But
cents.
it's in the billions.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's one of the top coins, if not the biggest meme coin in space.
Right.
Especially because Elon Musk is endorsing the.
Yeah, so I think
That
the market
coin.
cap in overall in crypto itself is like what? It's like
Oh, it's at 37 cents.
37 cents.
Yeah,
So
Dogecoin
what
is
is that in
37.
billions?
The market cap it's
42? 42 billion?
55 billion. Wow,
55 billion
55
for
billion.
Doge. And it started the same way yours did. And you're sitting right now at a market cap of around, like right now at this moment,
Should be around
7
7 million.
Around 7 million.
Long way
and you
to
hit
go.
2 million your first day. It pulled back all the way. I think at one point it pulled all the way back to like 300,000. And then it kind of found some support around 600, kept popping up. And then it found support at around 1 million, and then 3 million. And now it's around 7 million. And so is it too late?
No, it's very early. We believe that once we develop our software, once people can start using it, we'll find ways to generate revenue that will be poured into the coin. So in the long term, this
Right.
will add more value to the coin. That's why we're building the software is key, and we see a huge potential. This is just the very
Yeah.
beginning. It just came out 2 weeks ago, as you said. Oh,
Well,
1 week. Sorry.
1 week ago. Yeah, we're 7.5 days. So,
Correct.
yeah, and I think the key here, guys, is whenever you're looking at this, especially a space as volatile as this can be, is, I mean, I'm not a broker. I don't want to give anybody any financial advice whatsoever. I am involved. Okay. I've, got a pretty decent supply of your coin, and I'm very excited about the potential of it. But I've got some friends, some family members, some other people that I've talked to about it. And of course I just say, don't put any money in that you don't put more than you're willing to lose. I guess that's the way I put it, because you never know. I'm holding, right, because I see the big time potential, but and I think that it has a chance to, be based on everything you've shared with me and our other conversation that we had earlier. I think you're onto something huge, because number one, I look at the software that you're producing. I wish I had it, right? I can't wait to get that, and especially for a new person. I'd like to do it, but they have no clue whatsoever. I mean, this whole idea of having this AI assistant to shortcut that process, it's brilliant, right? And we're going to be able to see a demo of that within weeks or so.
Yeah,
and that's going to probably just blow it up.
It's all teamwork. I want to obviously thank to my team that it's very dedicated to their work, and that they're making all this possible, as well as the community that's doing a great job as well, and to you as well.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, I am just, super excited about the whole crypto space. I'm super excited about it. The opportunity for us to, have this podcast, help some other people learn a little bit about this that might be curious. Your application, help them, be able to actually maybe operate in this without losing money or minimize their losses or their learning curve. So that's super exciting. But congratulations. It sounds like you've got a unicorn here. And it is at 6 million, really, in the big scheme of things. It could go into
It has no limits. I think.
Yeah, there's no limits.
I think the community it's making a big part of this, because right now, without having the software out there, the community it's putting the support that it's needed to make it happen.
Yeah, and the thing that I've learned too, because again, you talk about a lot of coins that do nothing. It's literally just a hype coin, right?
Yeah.
A crap coin, so to speak, right? It doesn't do anything. Yours is actually a utility coin. I mean, just like XRP it serves a purpose. Solana serves a purpose, right? Helps move money around the world, and you're going to help people learn how to function within that world with your application. So. I can't wait to see where it goes. I'm excited. So thank you for coming. Again, congratulations, and we'll see. Maybe you're going to be the next Dogecoin. Wouldn't that be something?
You never know. The sky's the limit.
Yeah, well, I like the name a lot better than Doge. I'll tell you that. Does Doge even have an application behind
No,
it?
they have a couple utilities, especially Elon Musk endorsing this. People, the thing with crypto is that since it's decentralized, anybody can build on it, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a bunch of developers doing some amazing work. So yeah, I mean, every coin out there is really an opportunity.
Yeah, so be careful. Yeah. Be careful. Do your research. Don't invest anything more than you're willing to lose, right? Now, obviously, you've got a really great trajectory. You got a great chart working. You've survived where most coins already die. So, maybe the risk isn't as high, but there's always risk.
Always risk.
Yeah. So anyway, folks, appreciate it. The power of influence. And let me just one more thing before we go here. When you think about the power of influence, right? When you become successful, you can have influence on people. There are people that have influence on you, right? I mean, if you think back through your now young business career, can you think of someone that really had an influence, that really, that you tried to emulate, that you learned from, that really influenced you?
There's a lot of people that have made a big impact in my life with their influence, and without them, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Is this something that you want me to mention, or?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have had a couple people, like my friend Jay, for example, that has helped me, become the person that I am right now. My friend Danny, who's also helping me to develop this, and obviously my stepdad was there for me when I was younger, and yeah. All these
because influence can work both ways too. You can, if you're around the wrong people, they can have a negative influence on you. So influence isn't always positive. It could be, and that's your decision, right? To be around the right people that can lift you up, that have your best interests in mind, that you can learn from. And I think that's one of the mistakes so many people make in life. They just listen and talk to and are influenced by the wrong people, right? And so, I mean, you just seem like a super humble person, very grounded, and just like you've got an amazing, bright future.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, that's all, folks. Power of influence. Welcome to the Power of Influence. My name is John Haremza. I am your host. I'm super, super excited today to be interviewing a person within the AI and the crypto space, in the meme coin space, Enrique, how do I say it? Okay. Enrique. Okay.
Enrique
Marrero.
Yeah.
Enrique Marrero. Anyway, super excited to have him here. He has just launched actually a